How's it going, everybody? It's your boy Ty_Drums here. And we are going to possibly finish this bottle by the end of this video. Because this Raiders loss to the Chiefs might be one of the worst losses we've had in our organization's history. I'm not kidding. This is definitely the worst loss of the season. Maybe one of the worst losses of the 2020s that we've had. Less than 100 yards of offensive production today. We got absolutely stifled, strangled, put into a straitjacket, and suffocated with just enough oxygen for us to process just how agonizingly torturous this loss was. 31-0, and it should have been 34-0, and it could have been 38-0. And the Chiefs, they made a statement with that fourth down attempt. They really wanted to shove this victory down our throats without any sort of with unrelenting aggression. Fuck. It's just like, that baffled me so much, and I'm very glad we got that stop on fourth down. But we very possibly could have not gotten that stop and just been a complete joke. This rivalry that we have with the Chiefs, it's more of just a hatred thing, but it's pretty much dead because we have no competition against this Chiefs team. How could we with how we performed today? It seemed like we had no heart. We had no ability to perform against this team. We had no ability to compete. And if I'm being totally honest, it was like our team was fucking kidnapped on the way to, before we went to Kansas City and replaced with a bunch of lookalikes. We even looked like an NFL team out there. We barely looked like a college team out there. And we might as well have looked like one of those fake high schools like Bishop Sycamore that, at least we have players that people know. But for the rest of them, it's like, it's just, we did nothing. We just showed up to work today. That's literally what this team did. And it was bad. There was nothing we could have done to possibly get any sort of foothold other than a few scenarios. The first one, of course, was the fumble that we caused, but it bounced off of our player's fucking kneecap or leg or shin or whatever, and it bounced right into the Chiefs' hands. So right off the bat, the one opportunity we could have had to get into the Chiefs' side of the field to maybe have Carlson kick a long-ass field goal, which could have gone in, would have gotten us half the points that we put up against the Colts. But we couldn't even do that. There was a stat that came up with 5 minutes to go in the first half that I'll never forget. 45 total yards, 2 first downs. Those were the two things I remember from. There was more, but my brain just kind of shut down, but also just was like, we only have 45 yards and 2 first downs made with 5 minutes to go in the first half. This is where we're at right now. This is literally the epitome of being ass. We, are a Vegas commodity, but we're the Harlem Globetrotters of ass. I do not condone sports betting. I do not sports bet myself. But if you bet against us, if you bet for the Chiefs this week, you would have had guaranteed profit and you would have made some good money. It would have been like a guaranteed bet. Like if you were to bet money on the sun rising tomorrow, that the Chiefs would have beat the Raiders, or that Patrick Mahomes would have had like over 200 receiving yards, you would have made instant money. I'm sure the parlays were tough though, because they probably wanted Patty Mahomes to score like 4 touchdown passes or something to make a parlay. So yeah. That's usually how those things go. That's why, again, I don't do the betting shit. I don't care about fantasy shit. I care about my team winning and my players doing good. But you know what? Today, we literally had no production across the board, and all of our guys had barely any catches or barely any rushes, barely any yards across the board. Wow, it's almost as if I got my wish after all, which was, we got to use our players more and have some more even production across the board, and all of us can get some yards. Well, guess what? We all got like nothing. We all got pretty much next to nothing. It was bad. How do we continue like this? How do we go into the next few games like we can beat these teams? The Jaguars got beaten up by the Browns, but the ironic thing is we are emulating the Browns' factory of sadness era, where essentially our star players are just going to lose value and get ran through the meat grinder over and over again. By the time we get rid of them or trade them, we'll barely get anything for them, and they will either do better or worse on whatever team they're on next, which honestly, I mean, either scenario is just worse for us. It's a lose, lose, lose. However many loses you want to throw in there. Cheers. It's truly embarrassing. It's truly embarrassing, and we're at the point where we have to make some changes. The bye week is next week. So we have an opportunity to really address these issues and bite them in the butt. But I just don't think we're the team that does that. We're not the team that's capable of doing that. We have to stick through it for the whole season. And then the postseason will make changes. When it's far too late and far too gone, and people's bridges have been burned with this team. It's just not going to happen in the time that we want it to happen. I'll be quite honest. And, you know, it's something that with the offense we really need to work on the most, but the defense, it's more of just the fact they didn't show up today I'm most pissed off about. I mean, against a good team, yes, but our defense has to really carry the momentum of this team in order for us to even get close to doing successful. You can look at last week as an example of us getting that touchdown after that fumble at the Tennessee 5. I mean, like, we have to capitalize with our defense, and then our offense can execute properly, because our offense is on fucking life support. It could even be dead on arrival on most nights, or days, or whatever time we play. You know, it's just not... It's not okay. It's unacceptable. But at the same time, this is the team that we are. And we could either accept that, or we could just be stuck in our ways. I just don't get a lot of it. But that's going to do it for me. Shorter rant this time, but I wanted to get my thoughts out. This was absolutely humiliating, but I'm glad I don't have to do this next week. And then I will see you guys November 2nd or 3rd, whenever the video goes up after the Jaguars game. I will be back for that. I do want to keep these going through the football season. I'm going to keep the reactions going, and I might post some just clips I have from whatever games I'm playing to keep you guys satiated throughout the week and try and be consistent again with uploading. We'll see what happens, though. But I appreciate you guys for being here. I'm going to sign off, and I'll have one last drink here. See you guys next time, and cheers, my friends. Take care, everybody.